Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to episode 2 of our Tajweed series. If you haven't seen episode 1, I very strongly recommend that you do go and spend some time on that video and even spend a couple days practicing the letters that are a bit more difficult for you and really just practicing all of the letters um, so that moving forward you have a strong foundation. Before we get started, I wanted to sort of give you an update on what the plan is moving forward. Our first goal that we want to accomplish as a group is to be able to look at a word, an Arabic word, and just know how to pronounce it. Know how to pronounce it, maybe not with all of the more advanced tajweed rules, but just being able to look at a word, identify the letters, pronounce those letters properly, and using and identifying the short and long vowels. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about the short vowels. In the next video, we're going to talk about long vowels and a special form of a vowel called harakatain, which stay tuned to learn more about that. And in the video after that, I'm going to give some practice on how to identify uh, different letters in their connected forms. Now, for that video, it's a little bit difficult to, well, it's it's more just like kind of useless to go through a chart with you because all I'll be doing is reading out the chart to you. It won't be beneficial to you at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link a PDF to that chart that'll show you, an individual letter, what it looks like in the beginning of a word, in the middle of a word, and at the end of a word. That way, by the time we get to that video, you've already had some practice. The best thing that you can do with that chart is to study it and then in your own time, try to replicate that chart without looking at it. That way, you know that you've solidified your, your learning of how those letters connect. Okay, so let's get started with this video. Today we're talking about short vowels, and here we go. Okay, so here we have the letter ba, like we talked about in our last video, and these are the 4 vowels that are, I guess, the simplest vowels that we have. This is called a fatha, 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 and I'll write it out for you. Now, when you have a fatha, you're going to open up your mouth to say it. So this would be ba, ba, ba. When you have a kasra, this is a kasra, 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 you're going to say e. So this is going to be b, b, b. Okay? This is a dhamma, dhamma. Notice the first letter of that word, dhamma, is a dad, dhamma, dhamma. And when you see this symbol, this vowel, you're going to say oo. So this would be boo, boo, boo. And then finally, this last one in blue is a sukoon, sukoon, sukoon. And when you hit a sukoon, you're only going to say that letter's consonant. This is always going to be preceded by one of these, by either a dhamma kasra or fatha, and you'll stop at that letter. So this would just make a b, b sound. All of these collectively are called harakat. Harakat, which I believe means seconds, but to be honest, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not gonna write that there. But there you go. Harakat is the plural, and haraka is the singular. This is going to be important because this is how I'm going to refer to them moving forward. So fatha, kasra, dhamma, these are all harakat. This fatha is the haraka. This kasra is the haraka. This dhamma is the haraka. You'll also notice here that I've included a line underneath all of these bats. This is going to show up in the future slides. And it's just going to show that in your reading, you know how like the dip of a lowercase g goes below the reading line? This is that reading line. So the dot is going to go below the reading line. The kasra is going to go below the reading line, etc. All right. Next, we have the difference between a haraka, a fatha specifically, in light and heavy letters. So for kasra and dhamma, for kasra and dhamma and sukun, the rules will apply to everything. So kasra, you're going to say e. For dhamma, you're going to say u. And for sukun, you're only going to say that consonant sound. So for example, this would be b and this would be kh. However, for a fatha, it depends on whether or not that letter is a light letter or a heavy letter. You'll recall from our last video that ba is a light letter and kha is a heavy letter. When you have a fatha, I'll just draw one out here, a fatha on a light letter, you're going to smile and you're going to open your mouth wide. So you're going to say ba, ba, ba. When you have a heavy letter and it has a fatha on it, you're going to round out your mouth and open it. So you're going to say kha, kha, kha. So let's see if we can recognize the light and heavy letters from last time as a review, and also learn to pronounce these letters with their short vowels, their harakat. Okay, now alif is a special letter. We're going to talk about this in our next video when we have long vowels. Technically, an alif that doesn't have a hamza on it, at least from what I know, I've never seen an alif with a haraka on it unless it has a hamza. So we're going to see this again in the long vowels video, but as for right now, we don't have to worry about the letter alif. All right, ba. Now, ba we said was a light letter, so I'll go ahead and put our stamp here. Where should I put it? I'll put it here right next to it. So ba is a light letter. So when we have a fatha on ba, we're going to smile. We're going to open up our mouths and we're going to say ba, ba, ba. When we have a kasra on it, okay, when you have a kasra, so that line underneath the letter, we're going to say b, b, b. In some cultures, they like to, well, they don't like to. They have a tendency to, instead of saying b, they say b, b. And that would be wrong. The way that you won't say like, I want to be somebody, you would, that would be weird, right? That would be incorrect. So you say, I want to be somebody. You have to hold down on that E. So similarly, you have to hold down on this kasra and you have to say be, be. And finally, with a dhamma, this is going to be bu, bu, bu. And with a Sukun, this is going to say b, b, b. Okay. Right. Next letter. Next letter is ta. That we said was a light letter. So here's our check mark. That with a fatha, ta, ta, ta. That with a kasra, ti, ti, ti. And you smile when you say it. Ti. Ta with a dhamma, tu, tu, tu. And ta with a sukun. Okay. Our next letter is tha. Tha. That we said was a light letter. So here's our check mark. That with a fatha, smile, open up your mouth wide. Tha, tha, tha. That with a kasra, thi. Again, you're smiling. Thi, thi. That with a dhamma, thu, thu, thu. And that with a sukun. I forgot to mention something actually pretty important. Each haraka only is going to last you 1 second to say. So for example, when we said tha with a fatha, we said tha. We didn't say tha. That's going to change the entire meaning of the word if you elongate some of your vowels when they're not supposed to be elongated. So make sure that when you say these harakat as short vowels, that you only hold it for 1 second. So instead of saying tha, you would say tha, tha. Okay. Moving on, our next letter is Jeem. Notice the belly of the Jeem comes below the reading line. Jeem, Jeem. Jeem, we said, was a light letter. And Jeem with a fatha would therefore be ja, ja, ja. Jeem with a kasra, ji, ji, ji. Jeem with a dhamma, ju, ju, ju. And Jeem with a sukun, j, j, j. Next letter, ha, ha. We said that ha is a light letter. So ha with a fatha is going to be ha, ha, ha. With a kasra, he, he, he. With a dhamma, hu, hu, hu. And with a sukun, okay. Next letter, kha. Kha, we said, is a heavy letter, first heavy letter of the alphabet. So kha with a fatha, kha, kha, kha. With a kasra, khi. Now notice, you still smile if a heavy letter has a kasra. You go khi, khi, khi. And you open up your smile as wide as you can anytime you have a kasra. Next, you have dhamma, khu, khu, khu. And with the sukun, you have, oh, God. Here we go. Next letter, dal. Dal is a light letter, so check mark. Dal fatha. Da. 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 Dal kasra. Di. 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 Dal dhamma. Do. 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 Dal sukun. D. 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 Next letter. Dal. Dal is also a light letter. So dal fatha. Da. 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 Dal kasra. The. 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 Dal dhamma. Dhu. 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 And dal sukun. Z. 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 Next letter. Ra. Now, ra is a special letter. So we're going to go into how to pronounce them properly. I guess we can do it now, but we'll have more rules coming up later. If a ra has a fatha, first of all, we said that ra is a heavy letter, so here we go. If ra has a fatha, you're going to use the heavy ra. Now, you'll recall the heavy ra is when the sides of your tongue touch your back molars. So, ra, ra, ra. When you have a kasra, you're going to use the light version of ra. And that's the one where you just roll the front of your tongue. So, ri, ri, ri. When you have a dhamma, you're going to use the heavy one. So you're going to say ru, ru. Oh God, this is always hard for me. Ru. And then if you have a sukun, this is where we're going to get into rules later. If it depends on the letter that comes before it. So we'll go over the rules later. But you would stop on it either as a heavy ra, where you would go r, 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 or a light ra. So you go r, r, r. I'm not going to lie, my ra's are not the strongest, but it's just about practice. So I am also practicing. Alhamdulillah. Next letter is za. Za we said was a light letter. So here we go. Check mark. Za fatha. Za. 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 Za kasra. Z. 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 Let's find it. Okay. Za dhamma. Zu. 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 And za sukun. Za sukun is going to say z. 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 Now, sin, also a light letter. So here we go. Check mark sin. Sin fatha. Sa. 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 Sin kasra. Si. 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 Sin dhamma. Su. 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 And sin sukun. S. 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 Next letter, sheen. Sheen is a light letter. So شين فتحة شا شا شا. شين كسرة شي شي شي. شين ضمة شو شو شو. شين سكون ش sh sh. Next letter صاد صاد. صاد is a heavy letter. Now صاد فتحة, again, we round out our mouths and we open them. So saw, saw, saw. Now, the next coming letters are all going to be heavy and it can get a little difficult to do kasra because with kasra, you do want to smile, but you start with a heavy letter. And now with sad, when you pronounce sad kasra, you need to start with your mouth in that starting position for sad. So imagine you're just about to say just the letter, and then you go from there and you smile. So sli, sli. If you don't start with that sad beginning, you're going to end up saying si, which would be sin kasra instead of sad kasra. So make sure that when you start with sad kasra, you start with the way that your mouth would be if you're about to say sad, and then you open it out into that smile. So sli, sli. Next one, su, su, su. Now you'll notice there is a difference in how I pronounced sad dhamma versus sin dhamma. Now sin dhamma, you don't want to be as forceful and as intense with that beginning S sound. So you want to say su, su, su. It's just like a regular, like your friend Sue, Sue, right? With su, you want to start with that pucker, su. Technically, you start with it both times, but you really intensify it. You don't make it more contracted, but you just intensify that beginning sound. Su. I hope that makes sense. If it didn't, leave a message down below. And at some point, I will just create a master video going over all of the misconceptions or all of the things that weren't clear in my videos. And then when you end on a sukun, it's going to say sh, sh, sh. Okay. Next letter, oh, blood. Blood. Blood is a heavy letter. And Lad Fatha is going to say ba, ba, ba. Lad Kasra, again, start with the Lad, start with the way that you would have your mouth for Lad. Di, di, di. Lad Dhamma, bu, bu, bu. And Lad Sukun, bu, bu, bu. Ba, ba. Ba is a heavy letter. Ba Fatha, ba, ba, ba. Ba Kasra, bli. So start with that ba, bli, bli. Now, I know in some cultures you are very tempted to say bli, like bli, but you don't say the oo. You don't say bli, you just say bli, bli. Ba dhamma, bu, bu, bu. And ba sukun, bu, bu. Law. Law is a heavy letter. La fatha. Law. 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 Law kasra. Li. 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 Law dhamma. Vu. 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 You want to, again, distinguish between la dhamma versus dhal dhamma. Dhal dhamma is the light th sound. So you're going to say dhu, dhu, dhu. Almost like you're about, actually, yeah, you start with the smile and then you go into the oo. So dhu, dhu. With la, you start already puckered. So you already go vu versus dhu, dhu. Okay? And then wa sukun, vu, vu, vu. Okay. Next one. Ain. 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 Ain is a light letter. Now, Ain Fatha, actually, to be honest, all of them, a lot of people feel tempted to hold that Ain all the way through the vowel. So the way that we say ba, right? We say the letter B, but then we open it out into an A, right? So we say ba. Ba Fatha is ba. Ain Fatha is the same. So you start with that Ain sound, but then you have to open it out and release that Ain sound. So instead of saying ah, you say ah, ah. Hear the difference between ah and ah, ah. You open it out. Ain Kasra is the same. Instead of it sounds so silly. Instead of it's ri, ri, ri. Then you have Ain Dhamma. Same thing, not it's ru, ru, ru. And finally, Ain Sukun is when you can hold that Ain. Ah, ah, ah. Next letter, Ghain. Ghain is a light letter. So, now, just kidding, just kidding. My bad, my bad. Ghain is a heavy letter. So, Ghain Fatha is not Gha, it's Gha. 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 Ghain Kasra, Ri. 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 Ghain Dhamma, Ru. 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 And Ghain Sukun, R. 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 Fa. Fa is a light letter. Fa. Fatha. Fa. Fa. I personally have an issue with opening up my mouth all the way. But I tried to do my best. So fa. 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 I think it's really just I forget to open my mouth all the way. But the proper way to say it is to open up your mouth all the way and smile, or put your mouth in that circle form for heavy letters and open up your mouth all the way. Fa kasra, fi, fi, fi. Fa dhamma, fu, fu, fu. And fa sukun, f, f, f. Qaf. Qaf is a heavy letter. Qaf fatha. Qa. 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 Qaf kasra. Qi. Qi. قي. قاف ضمة قو. 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 and قاف سكون ق. 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 كاف. كاف is a light letter. كاف فتحة ك. 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 كاف كسرة كي. 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 كاف ضمة كو. 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 and oh, كاف سكون. Next letter لام. لام is a light letter. لام فتحة لا. 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 لام كسرة لي. 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 لام ضمة لو. 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 and لام سكون ل. 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 Next next letter meme. Meme is a light letter. ميم فتحة ما. 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 ميم كسرة مي. 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 ميم ضمة مو. 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 and ميم سكون م. 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 Okay, next letter. Noon. Noon is a light letter. Noon فتحة na. 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 نون كسرة ني. 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 نون ضمة نو. 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 and نون سكون ن. 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 Next letter ha. Ha. Now, ha, I needed to make a correction for it. My cousin's daughter corrected me, and she said that ha does not come from the bottom of your throat. Ha comes from your chest. And she was saying that if you had just finished coughing up a lot of phlegm, kind of gross to think about, but if you just finished coughing that up, the kind of sigh that you would bring from your chest, that's what ha sounds like, which is very accurate, actually. So ha, ha, ha. Now, ha is a light letter. Ha فتحة ha. 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 Ha كسرة هي. 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 Ha ضمة هو. 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 and ha سكون ha. 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 Next is wow. Wow. Wow is a light letter. Wow فتحة wa. 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 Wow كسرة we. 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 Wow ضمة woo. 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 and wow سكون woo. Woo. Next is Hamza. Hamza is a light letter. همزة فتحة أ أ أ. همزة كسرة إي إي إي. همزة ضمة أوف. There we go. أو أو أو. And همزة سكون. You just have to stop on it. Uh, uh. Okay. And the last letter is ya. Ya is a light letter. Ya fatha. Ya. 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 Ya kasra. Yi. Now notice not just yi, it's yi. Yi. You have to hold that consonant and then e it. So you go yi. Instead of yi, it's yi. Yi. Ya dhamma. You. 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 And ya sukun. E. Yi. Yi. And that concludes all of the harakat, all of the short vowels for the Arabic alphabet. Um, if you've made it this far in the video, be very proud of yourself. Um, and inshallah, with practice, this will become second nature to you. And with proper pronunciation of the letters, this is really going to set up a really good foundation for you moving forward with the more advanced tajweed rules. Uh, that said, our next video, like I said, is going to be on the long vowels and harakatain. Um, and don't forget to start practicing recognizing those connected letters. Until then, jazakallah khair for joining, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.